Asus CPC 700, this inbred cousin of an average office laptop, was introduced to the consumer market in late 2007. Marketed as a low-cost, lightweight portable computer for your average Joe to watch pornography on. As you can imagine, these netbooks boast some abso-fucking-lutely amazing technical specifications on board. Therefore, they were mainly sold in two different configurations. You had your good old trusty Windows XP, which runs well on just about any piece of metal. And then you also had Xanrose OS.
Oh.
There is, however, a certain demographic of users who just can't help but make the already shitty hardware suffer exponentially more. Those Alberts and Einsteins would try to install and use Windows 7 on these poor netbooks. And that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Will it run? That is the question. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you
Windows 7 Asus CPC 700X 256 MB RAM.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and flash this wonderful image onto a USB drive. And now it's the moment of truth. Let's take a look at how it runs on real hardware.
6.5 hours later.
There we go. As you can see, this is an extremely stripped down version of Windows 7 Professional. No built-in games, no sample media files, no gadgets, nothing. Just the bare minimum for the system to work. It is also worth noting that even on the desktop, with no additional processes running, it seems that quite a bit of system resources is being used. Keep in mind, we are equipped with 256 megabytes of RAM, and a processor underclocked to 500 MHz. Even with a paging file, it's quite a challenge to comfortably use literally any apps. In other words, shit's lagging like hell. By the way, check this out. The built-in 2GB SSD drive is suffocating over here. 3 megabytes of free space. Goddamn. Gotta have either a USB stick or an SD card to be able to store literally anything. Anyways, there is only one appropriate test for this beefy setup. Can it run Doom out of the box? Let's find out. It can't even run Doom. What a fucking disgrace. Well, I mean, Windows 7 does technically run on this netbook. Thing is, though, why the hell would you even want to do that? It doesn't meet any of the system's minimum requirements, relies on a paging file to work, and lacks the entirety of its features. You also can't adequately run any apps, especially something like a browser or a media player. My verdict, using Asus CPC 700 on Windows 7 is a pain in the ass and an overall waste of time. Thanks for watching. See you later.